Alright everyone, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in to another great video. Today I just want to share with you, to me, in my opinion, one of the most powerful indicators that any day trader, intraday trader, anyone that trades in general should be using in their own personal trading. One that I use, and the only one I use, I don't depend on indicators, I'll say that, okay? How I trade, the style I trade, the strategy I trade using supply and demand, it ultimately does not depend on a specific indicator, okay? I'm not a stickler on using EMAs or SMAs and RSIs and MACDs. The volume profile tool that I'm going to show you today, all right, and I'm not saying you have to use this one here specifically. First and foremost, let me say this. The one that I purchased, I don't know, 8+ years ago, maybe so, it's from a company called discotrading.com. I'm not sponsored by them in any way because they're actually just, their site is down, okay? Meaning, they are not accepting any new purchases right now because of the overseas sanctions, all right? They are a company across the waters, and because of things going on overseas right now, they are unable to make any or process any further transactions, okay? But they are still, if you purchase a indicator or tools from them, you know, they're still servicing them. So anyways, as you can see, I have it here on my charts, okay? But anyways, it is called the range volume profile. There are other tools out there, indicators close to it. Heck, I believe even NinjaTrager with their licensed version of the platform, okay, meaning you own the license, you purchase your license right on out. You have access to their order flow suite, which includes the volume profile tools, okay? So look, they all work. Volume profile is a great tool to use. I simply use it, I talk about it in many videos, as a roadmap to like a GPS, right? I do not take my trades specific, just off of where price lands, okay? Meaning, and just specifically take my trades based on what the volume profile is showing me. Volume is extremely important. We all should know this by now if you are a profitable and successful trader. And before you even start off doing that, I'm going to tell you right now, as a beginner trader, understand volume, because volume is extremely important, okay? If there's no volume in the session, okay, as you know, volume is low, there's not going to be a lot of activity. You're not going to get a lot of movement. And the trades you put on may be a little bit more risky because there's no follow through with momentum. We have to see volume in the market because it just helps with our trading, you know, when we're in a trade or get ready to prepare to take a trade, okay? So the way I use it, again, it's like a GPS. I like to take my trades if I'm going short from the outer edge of a volume area, and if I'm looking to go long at the lower portion of a volume area, okay? This is my higher time frame range chart, the 60 range chart, where I mark up zones, okay, lots of times. But I mark up zones across multiple charts, okay? It could be a chart that's slightly lower base chart than the 60 range. It could be a 24 range or my entry chart 12 range. It doesn't matter. This volume is critical. And the way I use it when I'm trading supply and demand, because yes, that's the style of how I trade. I have a specific strategy in how I do it. Trade it. I talked about that strategy 2 days ago. I've talked about it just about every video on my channel. So watch the videos, guys. There's no hand holding here. You're going to have to put in the time, put in the hours, just like I have. And like many traders on the Discord community. And by the way, if you're interested in joining the Discord, it's free of charge. All you have to do is find the link down in the video, in the description portion of the video, and come over and join us on the daily on the trading floor. That's where we come together as traders to share our trades, you know, to talk about and discuss trades. I post my entries and my trades on there, as well as fellow members that are already part of the community, and it's growing by the day. It's a great community, so come over and join us. But anyways, getting back to the video here. Again, let's just say, for instance, here, I've marked up this zone right here. The way I use volume profile, if you look to the right-hand side, this is what's called a composite, all right, profile. And this is taking in consideration pretty much everything. Well, no, it's not. I'll take that back. This is taking in consideration, I think it may be this is a dynamic composite that I have loaded here. So what it's doing is taking in consideration everything I have here in the chart, okay, right here. All the price actions you see right here. So it's accumulating or calculating the volume in this area here. Now, what I want to say here is that I'm not looking back over here. What I'm interested in is this area right here. So if I was just like kind of like scale out here, again, I like to take my trades at the outer portion of a high volume area. If you ever heard the term buy the lows, sell the highs, okay, we want to buy at a discount price and sell at a premium. But just kind of, don't place too much emphasis on that. What I'm looking at here is, first of all, as I talk in trading, what is the structure of the market? Are we moving to the upside or to the downside, as you can see here? All right. The market was moving to the upside, breaking structure, but now we're breaking structure back to the downside here. As you can see, it pulls back to this area right here. If my chart will kind of let me get there. Okay, there we go. Right here, pulls back to this area right here. This is a supply zone. If you do not know about supply and demand trading, or do not know this just in general about supply and demand, I highly recommend you learn it. If it ain't from me, learn it from through watching my videos, or find it somewhere. Okay, learn it. It's critical. All right. Supply and demand, and first and foremost, before you even start to learn, educate yourself on any strategy, market structure is the key. I'm gonna say that again. Market structure, please learn market structure, because it is the foundation. It is the key that's going to mark the difference if you becoming a profitable trader or one that just completely fails. All right, so what we see here is the market breaking structure to the downside, making lows, making lower highs to the downside. This is a supply area right here, in the area of supply. The market's pulled back to it. Okay, we as supply and demand traders, we're looking for areas of supply or demand. And we're waiting for the market to retrace back to the zone. So the market pulls back or retraces back to the area where we have aggressive selling. That's what supply is, aggressive selling. Demand is areas of aggressive buying. I am looking, the way I use volume profile is to see, engage. Are we out the outer portion of a high volume area? An area where the market would potentially sell at, okay? Meaning, because the market likes to move into low volume areas and then move back to a high volume area. It's comfortable at high volume areas. It's like the mean. It's like an area where it's safeguarded and safe netted at. So it traces to this area. If you see here on the volume profile, this again is a composite profile from off my higher time frame chart. But I'm gonna show you an example on a lower time frame as well. It pulls back to this area right here. All right, aggressive selling to the downside. We're at a high volume area. I'm looking to go short in this area. Why? Because we're at a untested, high probability area of supply. If we talk about untested and high probability zones across the channel here, please watch the videos. The market pulls back to this area here. It's above a high volume area. So when things like this line up, we have a supply area, aggressive selling, that where there's a high probability zone at, okay, it's untested, and there's an imbalance or gaps back to the zone, and it's above a high volume area. All of these are the ingredients that add up to equate, all right, or calculate, and for me to be able to look for an opportunity to go short. Okay, I'm not taking my trade specifically off the higher time frame, but this is how I go about engaging or finding reference areas to mark up zones right here, supply zone, right? Okay, above a high volume area. Now, the way I can actually pinpoint it even further is a simple tool called the range, range profile tool. I'm not sure if there are. I'm sure there are other tools out there. Even with NinjaTrager, their not order flow, but their volume profile tool, it probably does something similar to this. But I'm able to draw what's called a micro profile. Okay, and as you can see here, take a look. We get back to this area. We're right here. Okay, excuse me, above this high volume area. It's kind of at hitting right at a high volume node, but that's fine though, because we're above a high volume area, and typically the market would like to move from a high volume through a low volume back to a high volume area here. One other thing, a tool that I like about the volume profile is this right here. It's what they call cum delta at price. I can move this to this side of the graph here, okay, or histogram. And I do not specifically use it in my own trading, but it's a good tool to use, delta at price. Basically what you're seeing here are areas where there was out of this micro range area or profile drawn here are areas where there was, selling at reference points. Okay, so if we get up to this supply zone right here, say for instance, and then we're above a high volume area, I'm interested, right? But I want to see what the delta was. There also any area of selling in this reference area, this supply zone? Yeah, right here. You can see it was red right there. That's accumulation of selling right here. All right, and maybe it pulls back into the zone a little deeper with accumulation of selling that took place right here with the cumulative delta. Lots of people do use cumulative delta. I'm not gonna say lots of people, but cumulative delta, you see people use it on in other indicators where they have line indicators or whatever the case is. But this is cumulative delta at price. It's a great tool to use. It's incorporated with the volume profile tool that I use from discotrading.com, and I'm sure there are other ones out there. NinjaTrager probably also offers it as well. But what I'm trying to say is that volume profile is, to me, it's a must-go tool that aids me in my trading. Can I trade without it? Of course I can. I do not need volume profile at all. But like I talk about, the more confirmation you have, the more confluences you have, just better off you're going to be in a better position and really kind of taking great trades, what I'm trying to say. So I don't need it, to be honest with you, but I like to have it on my charts just for a key reference area, being able to glance at it and see where we are at, just kind of like a roadmap or a GPS. Okay, the market pulls back to a supply area. Where are we at? On the volume profile, we're above a high volume area, or we're dead smack at a high volume area. If we're dead smack at a high volume area, I may kind of stand down in a sense, just depends. But I like to take my trades above a high volume area when going short, and below it when I'm going long. And I just want to apologize that the audio on this video here may be a little bit off, or maybe just a little bit muffled, only because I have a heater device running in the background, so it's probably kind of trying to noise, I guess, eliminate or deplete the noise, the recording program I'm using. But anyways, please forgive me for that. What I want to show you now is that I have a demand zone. Just shows you an area of supply. You see this area of demand right here? Again, with the 60 range chart, I marked it. Why is it demand? If you do not know about supply and demand, please learn it. Aggressive buying is demand. It pulls back to this demand zone here. We got a breaker structure. Aggressive buying pulls back. I talk about the strategy, guys. I talk about it in just about every freaking video here on this channel. So please spend the time and do your own homework, okay? And watch the videos. I mean, if you do not believe what I'm saying, you can come over to the Discord, and there are plenty of members that are loyal supporters of the channel that have watched the videos and educated themselves, okay? All right? And have learned and are profitable to this day. If you don't believe me, come over to the Discord and ask, all right? So take a look here. The market pushes up, aggressive buying, demand area here, pulls back to it. I go over and look at my volume profile. Where are we at? Right below high volume area here, at the outer edges. I like to take my trades going long at the outer edge of a high volume area. In this case here, this is a little high volume area here. We got a major high volume node right here. So what I could do is, again, I could use a, just this micro or mini range profile tool, okay, built into the program, to the suite here, or to the volume profile tool, and I can see in reference where it doesn't lie at. Okay, here we go. Market comes down. We're below a high volume area right here at the demand zone. So that just, again, it aids me. It gives me more confirmation. This is a high probability area of demand. Okay, aggressive volume. We got volume profile tucked back right below this high volume area here. If we probably look at delta in a sense. Okay, let's see, the market pulls back. Okay, we got a little bit of green right here. So, well, that's because of the buying right here. I'm sorry. That's because of the buying. And that's what we want to see. I'm sorry. When we're selling, we want to look for the red. So, this was because of initial buying coming out of this area. So, that's good to me. If I blow this up a little more, you can see it. Kind of scale out a little more. You see a little green right there? Right at the area where the market pulled back. Okay, there was a lot of buying that came out of this area right here. So, you can use it. Use the delta just as well. And I'm not saying you have to use the volume profile, guys. I'm just telling you that this is one of the most powerful indicators that I choose to use. I'm not big on trading SMAs, EMAs, RSIs, MACDs, and all the other stuff. Okay, I don't even need the volume profile, but I talked about this from many months back in one of my videos, or two of my couple of videos, I should say, that this is my go-to indicator because volume is extremely important within the market. Now, what I want to do for the last part of this video is scale down now to the lower time frame and show you that we can also use it. Now, we just saw on the higher time frame where we at. We're at a lower portion of a high volume area. We did that and using either the composite or the micro range volume profile tool. Okay, we're at a high probability demand zone here. Market pulls back to it. Now let's move down to the 12 range chart and see where does this setup lie at. Okay, make sure I got it. Okay, I got it marked up on all. No, not all charts. All right, this was on Friday's trading session. All right towards the close around 2:30. Okay, let's see. All right, now this is 12 range chart. This is my entry chart. This is that 60 range demand zone I carried across multiple charts. So you can see this is that same demand zone that I marked up in the area, general area, off that 60 range chart. 12 range entry chart. We're back to the to my entry chart here. This is okay. So we're tapping to the zone. Okay, where is price at in reference to the volume profile now on the lower time frame or lower base chart? Below a high volume area. Okay, and the way I like to trade it is I typically like to see a breaker structure and then a pullback to carry demand. But in this case here, because we've got the market just pushing up here and kind of retracing back to the area, right here it says 385 or 386, you can just mark it off and look at your chart to see if you have any area of demand on the, lower time frame. And we have a small area of demand resting right here. I'll show you right here. Right here. Okay? You see that? Aggressive buying, breaker structure, aggressive buying, demand right here, breaker structure to the upside. The market pulls back to it right here. So if we get rejection in the zone, meaning a break and close of a candle to the upside, I'm going to be interested in taking it where? Well, if I look at what took place right here, I'm going to be interested in taking it back up to the fill imbalances, all right, those gaps, those voids back to the upside, and at least take it back up to the high sitting up here. Right here, where there's a imbalance resting at, back up to this area right here at 22.5. And you see the market comes down there, 87. Okay, we get the rejection, the close. We got the higher time frame zone, the lower time frame demand zone right here. We're at the lower portion of a high volume area here on the lower time frame chart. All right, and even if we wanted to use the volume profile or volume, the small range profile tool right here, we can use all this area right here back to that area. Okay, look where we're at, below a high volume area here. And if I go to use, let me move this out the way, move it lower down here. If I go to use this tool, the Cum Delta, all right, it comes down here. What do you see? What do we have in this area right here? We have some buying where there was aggressive buying right here. Okay, green back to the upside. All right, we get the break and the close of the candle to the upside, meaning price, the market taking out the last bearish candle to the downside. This candle here closes, the bullish candle above the last bearish candle to the downside. It breaks and closes above. I'm going long, and I'm going to aim for off the higher time frame back up here to fill the imbalances back at 421.5. As simple as that. All right, so let's do away with that. But I just want to show you how powerful the volume profile tool can be, how you can use it to your within your own trading, and it just gives me more confirmation. All right. Again, I do not need to use it in my trading, but I just want to say that it gives me a reference point. It gives me some landing points. I use it like a GPS because I can, again, we were looking to buy at discounted areas and sell at areas of premiums. I showed you an example on the higher time frame, what supply looks like. What does the volume profile look like in reference to it? Where should we be looking to mark zones? At an area where there's at the outer edge of a higher volume area. Look to see if there's a nice high probability untested supply area. This case here, this was a high probability untested demand zone resting on the higher time frame or higher base chart. And then do the same thing. Just scale down to your entry chart when we're talking about looking for entries to go long. Okay, find your nice demand zone. All right, and look to see is the setup. Okay, look to see is the demand zone at the lower portion of a high volume area. Always think the market likes to travel from a lower volume area back to a mean, meaning back to a higher volume area. Okay, so it likes to travel low volume, high volume, low volume, high volume, because high volume areas or high volume nodes are areas where the market is comfortable seeking out. It has already built a home there. Okay, so whenever it leaves that area, it wants to come back home. Just think of it like that. All right. But that's all I want to share with you guys today in this video here. I'm not telling anyone you have to trade with the volume profile tool. I use it in my own personal trading. I don't, specifically talk about it in all my videos. because I don't need it. You know, I can take it off my charts, but when I'm kind of sizing up the market and marking zones, I look over the volume profile to see. Now, you don't need it. We have people and traders that trade without it and are successful every single day. You do not need the volume profile, I'm just telling you, but it is a powerful indicator to me. Why? Only because volume is everything when it comes to trading. All right? You must know where volume was, where it's not at, and where the market likes to go to and leave from. As simple as that. All right? So, because without volume, like I said, you might as well not trade, okay? If there's really low volume, well, the market's probably going to range, all right? Because when we get into trades, we want to see momentum burst. We want the market to push pretty good in a certain direction. We want to first understand, is there enough volume in the market? If there is, then the probability of seeing nice momentum swings or momentum pushes are going to happen, okay? But look, if you're not a current subscriber, I do not know what you're waiting on. Please click on the sub button today. Loads and loads of valuable content information here on this channel. If you don't believe me, you can come up to the Discord and ask all the fellow members that are part of our Discord community, because it's growing by the day, and they will let you know. I'm just here to share with you my knowledge and experiences through my own personal trading. These are the ways that I trade. I have plenty of videos on the channel to where you can watch me trade. There's videos here, take trades. But if you're interested in also gaining access to the private community, where we will receive perks and rewards pretty much, okay? It's through the YouTube tier program that I've set up. One's called the Loyal Channel Supporter, and the other one's the Elite Channel Supporter. Listen, what I'm trying to say is that you receive additional content, meaning that my trade breakdowns, whereas if you're looking for someone to kind of mentor you, I'm not a mentor, I'm not an educator, I'm just telling you that I share with you additional information about my trades. Okay, I break them down right in front of you so that you understand why I took certain trade setups, what I was looking for, as if you were kind of just I'm sitting right next to you and explaining to you so you can understand from my mindset what I am looking at on the charts, why I took certain trades, as well as you get the video playlist. Okay, so link by link series of videos. I feel like the most important videos are pertinent videos that I've put out, okay, from over 700 videos on the channel that pretty much cover up the way I trade in a nutshell. You gotta watch them, take notes, go back to your notes, review, do your homework, okay? I'm telling you, you will receive all this, the trade breakdowns, the video playlist, for $6.99 a month. That's all it is. And all you have to do is click on the join button right there in front of you beside the share and download somewhere in that area. Join. Click on it. You'll see two tiers pop up. Make sure you choose the one that says Elite Channel Supporter or Elite Channel Member. I believe it's one or the other. Okay, for $6.99. That's all it is. Most of you guys probably spend more than that in one of your favorite beverages daily, coffee or one of your sandwich or whatever the case is for lunch. But for $6.99, you're gathering so much information. And if you don't believe me, you can come over to the Discord once again and ask all those members there. And the ones that are joined, we have a ton of them that have already signed up, and we have a great many or a list of traders that are part of our Discord community that have spent time to educate themselves. And lots of them are Elite Channel members, and they'll tell you that, hey, I learned a lot of valuable information by becoming an Elite Channel supporter for $6.99. Like, we're talking about pennies on the dollar, okay? And it will make up the difference of you becoming a successful or not successful trader. But I'm not going to say that and guarantee that you're going to become successful or not, because it's up to you as a person, what you put into it, how much time did you put into it, are you mentally prepared and right for this business? That's what all adds up to making a difference of you becoming a successful and profitable trader or not. Each person is different, okay? I put in hundreds of hours into this business, okay? And spent time back testing. The strategy works. If you do not believe me, you can come over and ask on the community members on the Discord, and they'll tell you my strategy works, okay? But I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I just put time in back testing this, and I'm providing this information because I truly want to see people become successful. Trust me when I say that. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel by clicking on the sub button. Turn on all your post notifications to make sure you never miss one of the uploads here on the channel. And last but not least, please drop a like on the video if you found value in the content. Again, volume profile is a great trading indicator to use. Goodbye.